Correct. So you want to give an example?
I mean, it could be. I mean, every little choice has to reflect the values. So if you reflect about treating people kind and showing respect, right, or having respect for the people, as a father, when it comes to you, right, if you make a decision and you're showing some discipline to the kids, or making a decision for the outcome of them, and we already know it's kind of lying there, and they come to me and say, mommy said this or did this, I don't want to do that. No, 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 no. What mommy said goes, because if I go against it otherwise, I'm pretty much showing them that there's a lack, that being disrespectful or not listening to you is okay.
Right.
And it's an unspoken repercussion of making that decision or doing something that is not aligned with our overall values. One of our core values is having respect for all people and also parents.
Exactly. And it's also the same when they come to us and oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought.
They come to us all the time.
They come to us all the time.
And I think when you think about putting guardrails on our kids, we don't have rules.
Mm-hmm.
But what we do have are guidelines and guardrails based upon our values, and those what guide behavior. And so when they come to you, that's what you expect them to behave like.
Right, to listen. And when they come and they want to vent, because I know the difference between venting and trying to manipulate. Not that they ever tried to manipulate, because we didn't raise them to be like that. But
The value, we don't manipulate.
Right, we go back to it, and we're always unified on the front. And if we don't agree, we like you said, we go back to the values and we talk about it. But we always come together as a unified front. And I think that gives them security, to be honest with you.
It does, because the kids, they learn by what you project. They're watching everything.
Yes,
they're hearing too, but they're
everything.
watching.
Everything.
And so for us, like before we got married, we both came from households where our parents were pastors, right? Christian pastors. And you were more aligned than I was. And I recognized that. I was up and down. But before we got married, I said, nope, I'm going in the right way. I got baptized like 2 or 3 days in the Caribbean Sea before our marriage, because I knew that's what I do. And so, but however, those values, which really are sound principles on how to live.
Right.
People misconstrue all this stuff. All it is a book of principles that you live by, that you can live more of called a good life.
Yeah.
Right. And so that allows us, we practice those values, they're able to reflect and see how we're living. And that's going to be seated into them for the long future.
Absolutely.